What's going on, you guys? This is All1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you another Division 2 build video. And with this build video I'm going to be giving you is going to be a Merciless build. You can call it the Explosive build as well, but for me, I'm going to be calling it the Merciless build because you're going to primarily focus on using the Merciless. You can use any other weapons as well and have the Merciless as a holster perk, but you're going to really see the Merciless shine with this type of build. As you can see, the damage last hit is 2,667,966.8. DPS is only 509.7k, but you know, who cares? DPS is whatever. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and go right into the build. So first things first is you are gonna go with the Demolitionist Specialist. So Demolitionist does a little, I would say about, I think it's about 100k more damage than what the Sharpshooter would do if you're using the Merciless. Now, because the Merciless is a rifle, you will make use of rifle damage. So stacking up more rifle damage is going to be more beneficial to you than stacking any other weapon type like LMG or whatever. Obviously having LMG damage would be good too for your LMG, but personally, I think it would be best to stack up rifle damage, weapon damage, explosive damage, and damage to elites. Those would be the four main things that you can see that I have on here. Now, for my weapons, I'm running unhinged on my military MK46 as well as optimized, so that way I technically don't lose 25%. I really only lose 10% weapon handling. And then I also use I have transmission, so while holstered, shock applied to the agent transfers to an enemy, within 10 meters, and it can occur at once every 60 seconds. So while I'm mainly using my Merciless, the the transmission is going to be, it's gonna work. It'll proc whenever I get shocked by an enemy. That enemy will get shocked. Unless I'm using the military MK46, then it won't proc. Now, for those of you that don't know, Merciless is a rifle, which means you do have 15% more crit damage, which sucks. I mean, you're not going to really be critting anyways, so I personally think that should be changed. With all rifles, it should probably be like armor damage or something, but you know, it is what it is. Now, for the talents it has binary trigger. This weapon is equipped with a binary trigger that fires on trigger pull and release. Second talent, Guerrilla Warfare. Pulling the trigger fires primer rounds that stay embedded in an enemy. Releasing the trigger fires detonator rounds that detonate all primers on the enemy it hits. Each primer detonated gains 75% damage per primer detonated. Only one can have primers only one enemy can have primers, and at most 5 primers can be embedded. Brutality, while holstered, landing a shot has a 5% chance to deal 20% damage as explosive damage, which is pretty nice. I mean, that's 20% bonus damage or explosive damage plus every other explosive damage that you have. And then now for also my sidearm, I'm using my double barrel sawed off. Only reason why I'm using this is because of in rhythm. It's really nice when you get a kill and you have a 5% chance of getting your cooldown refreshed automatically. It can occur every 60 seconds as well. Now for the actual gear itself, I'm running a Wyvern Wear mask. So I wouldn't recommend the Wyvern Wear mask just because it's crit damage. I'm only using it because it came with 38% damage to elites, 73-93 health, and then I also threw on hard hitting for this, so I'm at 48% damage to elites just from the mask alone, which is really nice. Now, a mask I would recommend would be the Channelized Industries Corporation mask, unless you already have a Channelized Industries Corporation glove or knee pads. So if you have one of those two, or one of the three, then that's all you need, because you want the 10% explosive damage from it. Now, if you already have that, then Guerrilla Guard would be good to have. The Murakami is good just because of the armor or health, and I want to say probably Badger Tough, but you know, I mean, you'd be better off having something else instead of Badger Tough because you can get a flat 10% damage to elites rather than the 7% damage to elites. You can get Providence Defense for that 10% skill power. Yeah. Also, another thing that I want to mention is if you can apply high skill power on your build as well, this will make it a deadly Seeker build as well. Now for my backpack, I'm running a 511 tactical backpack. It's pretty nice because of the fact that you can get, if you have 2 pieces, extra incoming heal is increased by 10%, which means if you drop a chem launcher, you get 10% more healing from that chem launcher, or if anyone pretty much applies a heal to you, you get 10% of that, or if your med kit or armor kit, you use that, you get 10% more from that as well. And then for the talents, you definitely want to go with double passive talents, which is going to be destructive and hard hitting. And then for the attributes, I would highly recommend trying to get, if you have a red attribute and if it's not weapon damage, I highly recommend switching it to weapon damage, because the higher your weapon damage is, the higher your damage is going to be for your Merciless. So unfortunately mine's only at 3.5. I do have a backpack somewhere where that's like 9 or 10%, but right here 9%, but unfortunately it doesn't have the stats I want or the passives that I want. Like this one right here has 9% weapon damage and it has hard hitting, which is both really good, but it doesn't have destructive, so I can't make use of this one that much. Also, another thing I want to mention is crit chance, crit damage, headshot damage. None of those apply to explosive, so don't worry about stacking up high crit chance, headshot damage, etc., because that's not going to work for it. Now, unless you're also going to try to utilize the LMG or AR, whatever you're using, then yeah, having high crit chance, crit damage, and headshot damage is going to be useful. Now for the chest piece, there is a chest piece that you can get with double passives, which is going to be the, I forgot exactly what it's called. I think it is the Fenris chest piece. Yeah, I believe it's the Fenris chest piece that can have 2 passives. You can get 2 passives, 1 active and 1 passive, one or the other. A friend of mine did send me a screenshot that he got a purple Fenris chest piece with destructive and hard hitting on it with weapon damage on it. So that was kind of a slap in the face, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, if you can keep in mind, you can get a Fenris chest piece with both of those talents, hard hitting and destructive. Keep it. If it has 1 red, keep it, because that's pretty much a golden, a freaking golden chest piece. That's a god roll chest piece. All you have to do is just throw on weapon damage on it and then it's perfect. Hopefully it'll have a red and both hard hitting and destructive, as well as, you know, maybe 2 blues or 1 yellow, 1 blue. Preferably 2 blues for more defense. Now for the gloves, as you can see, as I mentioned, Channelized Industries comes on the gloves, knee pads, and the mask. And the one I got for my gloves, I actually got this during the raid, and this was pretty much a perfect roll that I've never gotten before. It did, at first it came with, I believe it was like a 2% marksman rifle or assault rifle damage or pistol damage. I had a 12% rifle damage. I recalibrated it and it went down to 10%, unfortunately, instead of the 12, which is still fine. I mean, it still came with Channelized Industries, which is 10% explosive, and then destructive 20% explosive. So that, in my opinion, was really good. And then I'm using an Araldi Holdings holster. The only reason why I'm using this is because of the cooldown on it. You can't get, I don't think you can get weapon damage. You can, I guess you could use one with either the cooldown or high health. So if you have one with high health, you can go with that, or you can go with one that has high cooldown. Fenris chest piece or the Fenris holster could also technically be a really good one as well if you get one with 1 blue, 1 yellow, or 2 yellows. But I did try testing, or I tested both of them, and having the destructive holster or the explosive holster was more beneficial than just having that flat 10% damage to elites increase. And now for the last one, it's going to be for the knee pads. So the knee pads, well, in general, I don't think it matters, but just for me, when I used my knee pads, I got the rifle damage or the Overlord armament, which is going to be very useful because you want to get that 10% increase in that rifle damage. And then it came with 14.9k armor and hard hitting, which is really, really, really nice. This is a really good roll for the Merciless type, or a Merciless build. It'd be better if I had higher armor, but you know, I can always recalibrate it to get higher armor. Now onto the mods, because the mods are actually going to be pretty important to have. Any mods that you have that has, well, an offensive slot, or offensive system slot. Well, when the update happens with mods and all that, it's gonna just be red mods, blue mods, yellow mods. But for the offensive systems or the offensive mods, you want to get them with rifle damage and weapon damage. Those are the two main ones you want to get. The yellow mods are going to be the ones with explosive. Unfortunately, I don't have any explosive yellow mods, and I don't have the right slots for those explosive yellow mods. But if you can increase the amount of weapon damage you get, so for me, like, I can throw on this 2.5 and then it'll increase it by a lot more. So actually I'm gonna just do that, so for now. And then oh whoops, I took it off from here. So let's go ahead and throw on this one. But yeah, you generally just want to try to max out the weapon damage, and you want to max out the rifle damage. So obviously the rifle damage is going to only come from the offensive system mods, not the protocols. But when the update does release, we will be able to get both of them. And also, I guess I could show you the skills I'm using. It doesn't really matter, but if you have the high cooldown, you can use Seeker Mine or Explosive Seeker Mines, and then it'll just make it a lot stronger, especially if you have higher skill power. If you got the high skill power, then you can utilize using that extra damage on it and the cooldown. As you can see, with the I don't have the correct skill cooldown or skill power to even unlock the required for the mods. So I'm only at 344.8k damage with this, just a single Seeker, not the cluster. The cluster is probably like, I think 100 something k, 184k. And then I'm using a chem launcher. So right now I'm really just using a revive hive and a chem launcher, just because, you know, I might play solo, and even in the raid it's good like this as well. Or you can run EMP pulse. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick the amount of damage you can put out. So as you can see, that one mark right there, that's one stack, and you can see it by the gun as well, where it has a number 1, and that's 2, 3, 4, and then number 5 stack, 2,676,787. So it only increased by 10k in the damage when I increased it by 0.5% rifle damage. So that's kind of a big jump. So if you can increase the amount of damage, you know, you can put out with a rifle, then it'll definitely be noticeable. And as you can see, I also was doing 197,237 damage. On the screen is 199,209. But that's honestly pretty much it with this video. This is a really nice build for like the heavies, because heavies will get killed pretty freaking quick because you just shoot right through their armor. Same thing with dogs. You can pretty much one-shot any enemy if you get all 5 stacks. Now with Boomer, I did try this on Boomer. It didn't work that well on any of the raid bosses, unfortunately. But I would recommend on Razorback to have at least one person or even 2 people on opposite corners running a Merciless build, and only those guys would be the ones handling the heavy guys, the heavies or big boys or chunguses, whatever you want to call them, because they can kill them in less than 5 seconds. So that's pretty much it with this video. If this helped you out, go and leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know down in the comment section as well, and I'll try my best to answer them to the best of my ability. Oh, before I forget, I'm gonna show you my stat sheet because I always forget to show my stat sheet. So I have 14% crit chance, 27.7k damage on my LMG, 32.4k on my Merciless, 71% headshot damage, but it doesn't affect the Merciless anyway, so it doesn't matter. 23% all weapon damage, and then 29% rifle damage, 78% damage to elites. So it's not bad at all. Obviously with my LMG I'm doing 91% damage to elites, which is really good, but you know, overall this is a very solid build, very nice. I would highly recommend at least having this in your loadout, just in case, you know, it could be very useful for you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is all Day One on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.